I went to the luncheon and met Nathan and listened to the presentation and took a look at the break-even analysis and decided it was a complete no-brainer. Heads you win, tails you don't lose.
The reason that we've gone to all the trouble of making this tape that people are watching today is because they're craving information, you know, that they see that television is coming in this field and they want to know more about it.
I thought it was more expensive than it was, or I didn't realize how successful it could be or how simple it was to do it. I guess, like many people, I was more intimidated by TV than I should have been.
What the Marketing Center for Social Security Law Practices is we're an advertising agency, only all we do is work for Social Security law firms. So by the fact that we do this over and over and over in so many different markets, we have some economies of scale, so we can do some things cheaper, plus we reduce the risk. Just about anything you can think of, we've tried it somewhere.
I think that really allows Nathan, the Marketing Center, to know a lot about this business. And Nathan does know a lot about this business and about what kind of concerns Social Security disability practitioners have.
He knows this market inside and out, apparently. The results he got for us sure do bear it out. Our business has doubled in the last, year and a half, and going through the roof still.
A little while back, they did a marketing panel at one of the NOSCR conferences, and they surveyed all the NOSCR members before the panel was held and said, name us all the things that you've tried in terms of marketing and rate their effectiveness. And so they reported, newspaper yellow pages, billboards, everything you can think of all the stuff that people had tried. The people who tried television rated it overwhelmingly the most effective thing that they had ever tried, and that was our experience as well.
Television advertising has drawn a response on a level that we never imagined. We can get 30 or 40 calls in a day that we're on the air that are directly related to the ad.
I've been very surprised about the quality of the cases that come to me as a result of the TV ad. I originally thought I would be getting a lot of clients and a lot of cases that were going to be very marginal, people that I was not going to be all that interested in representing. And I have been very surprised.
If you think about it, there's no place in America right now where there's not an attorney on television for personal injury. And the numbers work so well, the money is so good in Social Security, we think it's only a matter of time before it's going to be the exact same way. There won't be any place that somebody's not doing Social Security on television.
Our decision to go with the Marketing Center was based in large part on a paralegal who was the #1 practitioner in the area. She had most caseload in the OHA because she was on TV. We have since overtaken her.
We wanted to maintain our position of being the leading Social Security law firm in St. Louis. We think we are that, and we wanted to be sure we stayed that. And we did the television advertising in part to make our name more known in the St. Louis area. And people now know who we are.
In our area, there are quite a few people who are on TV now. We had some ambivalence about advertising on TV. And a lot of that has been allayed by the way Nathan and the Marketing Center have handled our TV advertising, the kind of TV advertising that we do.
The Marketing Center provides two basic areas of service. One, we produce the television commercials, and two, we help you figure out where and when they should run. With the commercials, we could do something for you from scratch, like maybe you'd like to be in your own commercial. But I tell you, most of my clients decide they want to go with one of our syndicated commercials where the work is partially done, but we just change the audio and the phone numbers and things like that to say your name, etc.
There are several different choices. Some are a little more insistent than others, I guess. We're in a market that is fairly conservative. We're in the Washington, D.C. market. We are aware that congressmen and senators probably see our ads, so we want to keep them very conservative.
I think people thought to some extent it was actually a public service feature we were doing. We're not actually in it. We expect to earn some fees in this, but they didn't look at it that way, and that was again surprising to us.
We get compliments from clients, from lawyers, from administrative law judges.
First of all, they're tested. We know people respond to them. There's no trial and error with that. Secondly, they're a little cheaper for us to do because the work is partially done. Now, let me tell you, you can go to your TV station and have some commercials made there. They're going to be cheaper in terms of dollars. You're not going to get this level of quality for any cheaper. One of the nice things we've seen about these commercials, you can use them a really long time.
Nathan has talked us out of doing a new commercial. We wanted to do one. He says, no, don't spend the money yet. It's not time, which was astonishing to me because I've dealt with advertising agencies before, and they don't talk you out of spending money.
Nathan Chapman could not be better to work with. He's, I think, a very ethical businessman. He's exceptionally concerned about his clients' needs. That's something that impresses me and my partner. Nathan really wants to be sure that we get a good product for the money we're spending. And I have complete confidence in what he's done with this. You know, I would never change.
The most underappreciated service that we provide at the Marketing Center is the media buying service, but actually it's the most critical. And the reason is because every time you want to be on the air, you got to pay the stations again, and you can really make or break your whole program depending on how smartly you spend your money.
It's a turnkey operation. I mean, we just give them a check each month, and they do the buying, and that I think has been the part we've been perhaps most pleased with. We don't have to worry about which stations to select or what times to select. They do that all for us.
They've communicated with me every step of the way. They've always asked my consent. They've been wonderful to work with.
We're able to break even, turn a profit, in most cases on the first case that we get you that you wouldn't normally get, and even in the biggest, most expensive cities on 2 cases. And I don't know of too many investments where you break even on your first client in the door, and then we've shown we can get you many more other clients beyond that.
Certainly the cost of the program has been recovered tenfold at the present time, although, as we all know, in this business, the money's a long ways away. It's a year before we're going to see any results, but it definitely works.
There's 2 challenges to doing television with Social Security. The first is cash flow.
We do have to make a decision that we're going to budget the money to do this, but in terms of what we get on a fee for a single case, the investment is very worthwhile.
The other challenge is actually the workload. If I run into people who say, oh, I don't want any more cases, I've got all I can handle. Well, they shouldn't do this. You know, this is for people who are looking to expand.
I would just advise anyone that, they better be ready for it because the cases are going to come in.
One of the things we do at the Marketing Center is we only work with 1 client per market. The reason we do that is because we consider it more ethical. You know that every idea that we have is going to you. We're not helping any of your competitors. The flip side of that is that means if we don't have somebody in your market now, we need for you to think about this because we're signing up clients fairly rapidly.
I suppose in a sense there is a defensive side to it in that we know that Nathan only does business with 1 firm in 1 area, 1 market, and if we were not doing business with him, he might well be doing business with somebody else.
I just want you to think about it now. If it's not right for you, don't do it. But just decide definitively, yes or no, is this the right thing for you to do? Are you really looking to expand your operations? And if so, give us a call because we ought to get started on it.